Hey there, how's it going? davidinark here, back with you, and we are revisiting the old 486 that I found at the office. Now, I've done some upgrades to it, and most recently, I have looked at several of the features here, and we've got this barrel battery, old school, definitely old school battery. It's got corrosion on it, and it just needs to be absolutely removed. So unfortunately, the only thing that I have that I can use to remove the battery is an X-Acto knife. So yeah, well, we're just gonna, so we just saw away at it, cut it loose, and I tried to get this to cut on the other side, but between the keyboard bracket and just, there's chips and stuff in the way, so I eventually just started wiggling it loose and finally just brute force the thing out of there. So you see it kind of wiggle a little bit, and then in just a moment here I will yank the thing off, and there we go. Okay, so again, you can see lots of corrosion. It is nasty. In the meantime, I picked up a replacement CMOS battery pack, and it's really cool. It comes with standoffs, and then on the motherboard, there's a wire connector here. So if I remove that middle jumper, then I can connect the wire that came with the battery pack. And the way this works is you connect the red wire to pin 1 on the motherboard, and then on the unit itself, you connect the red wire to the plus or the positive, and once that is all set up, then at that point, the barrel battery is no longer in play. Well, obviously, since I removed it, but anyway, the barrel battery is gone, and now I have this other battery pack in its place. I also ordered 64 megs of RAM, and I mistakenly ordered EDO RAM, but once I installed it, of course it wasn't going to work. I had forgotten that 72-pin SIMs come in EDO format, and they also come in fast page mode, and I needed the fast page mode. That is the standard 486 72-pin memory. So anyway, I got the right memory, and so I ordered enough. Again, like I said, I removed, the system came with 4 megs, and so I removed everything that it came with, well, the one stick, and then I put in 4 16 meg sticks, and that gives me 64 megs of RAM in this 486. In the most recent video on this, and I don't know what happened to the footage, so forgive me, but I had already put in a Sound Blaster sound card. I put in a CD drive, an IDE CD drive as well, so it's a multimedia computer system. And then once I got the RAM snapped into place here, I put everything back together. And then one of the other things that I picked up, just because cable management in these old computers is so rough, I found these round IDE and floppy cables, and so I just thought they're a little cleaner than what you would normally have. So you can see the 64 megs of RAM installed there. And just, I don't know, just kind of trying to keep it a little clean. One of the other things that I had put in was a network adapter. So it's got network capabilities. You can see here, 64 megs of RAM. I grabbed the DOS benchmark pack from Phil's Computer Lab, and then started running some benchmarks on the system. The computer itself already had a Cirrus Logic Visa local bus, that's a VLB VGA card, and as it turns out, I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head now that I'm recording this, but for all intents and purposes, it's like the top of the line Cirrus Logic VLB card that you could possibly get. So I mean, it was already a pretty decent system for a 486. So the unit is it's a 486 DXS. And so the S means that the heat sink is already attached to the CPU. I'm sure it also means something else, super or something. Anyway, potentially I may try to throw in an overdrive CPU just to see kind of how that goes. Maybe I'll grab an overdrive 100 or an overdrive 133, but for the most part, this system is, I don't know, I'm very excited for it just because I get to play with it. I get to use it some and just see kind of, I don't know, whatever. It's mostly going to be for DOS. It does have Windows 3.11 on it. That's one of the other things I installed with Netscape. And as a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, I had installed Netscape and I ran an FTP server from my MacBook Air M2. That's how I was doing file transfers because, you know, why not? But anyhow, as you can see, running some benchmarks, that kind of stuff. So I thought it might be fun to come in here and give you guys an update on the 486 DXS66, now with 64 megs of RAM. Again, it's got that Cirrus Logic Visa Local Bus. It also has a VLB I/O card, which is running the floppy drives and the CD drive, or I should say floppy drive singular. One of the things that I would like to do is get, I've got a GoTech floppy drive emulator. I think I'm going to stick that in there. That way I can use USB sticks in order to, you know, transfer files, use it. If you're not familiar with GoTech, essentially, it allows you to format a flash drive into 100 segments, and each of those segments is treated as a floppy disk. And then, of course, you have to keep track of what numbers, you know, 0 through 99 are, but that allows you to have floppy images on a single flash drive. So, it makes it handy for booting software, or if you've got games that you want to play that require the floppy drive to be in place, or just to experiment and play around with various options that are floppy based that you don't necessarily want to, you know, have an actual floppy disk. I might look at putting in a 5 1/4 inch drive as well. I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of toying with that. The big problem I have is that those round cables that I ordered they don't have connections for all the stuff that I'm wanting to do. So I may have to figure something else out there, or just order cables that work. So, anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Again, a little update as to what's happening with the work computer 486. So, hey, got any questions, problems, suggestions, horror stories, feel free to leave those down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great day.